Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the 2018 Student Awards. My name is Sydney Redpath. I'm the Senior Director of Academic Operations and Quality, and I'm also the Dean of Students. It's my distinct pleasure this evening to introduce to you and welcome Dr. Brian Hodges, the Executive Vice President and the Chief Medical Officer at UHN, who is our MC for the evening. Thank you.
Well, welcome everyone. This is one of the most wonderful evenings in the whole calendar of the Michener season. I love this event. It's so important to be together to recognize wonderful things that have gone on. But before we begin, as we are doing now in the tradition of Michener and UHN, I do want to do a traditional territories acknowledgement. It's important to us for many reasons. For thousands of years, this has been a traditional land of Indigenous peoples, the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississauga of the New Credit. But it's still a place, a meeting place, and an important place for people from across the land that Indigenous peoples call Turtle Island. More than just the acknowledgement, though, is the recognition that Canada has a lot of work to do to recognize and acknowledge this history. And it's important as an educational institution and as a healthcare institution that we know what is in the Truth and Reconciliation Report. And I encourage all of you to think about that as learners and as health practitioners, to take it seriously in the practice as you go forward from this institution to work across Canada. I'm very delighted to be your Master of Ceremonies tonight. This is a very special event. It's always overwhelming to me how accomplished our students are at Michener and how many of them we welcome into our hospital and the hospitals across Toronto, across Ontario, and across Canada. It's also a recognition of the wonderful work of our faculty. On my way down, I passed the radiology department, one of our teachers teaching away, and I'm always impressed at the important dedication that helped our best and our brightest to get here. And tonight we especially recognize the very generous group of donors, friends and supporters who make it possible for us to give out so many wonderful prizes and bursaries. And I'd like to take a minute just to recognize all of those people who are here who've made it possible through their generosity to have these awards. So could we thank the donors? You couldn't possibly have missed that this is the 60th anniversary of the Michener, starting with the huge 6-0 that you pass on the way in, but also the many, many events we have had. And of course, what are we celebrating? We're celebrating many things, but we're celebrating a very special person's vision, Dr. Diana Schatz, who's here, gracing us again with her presence. Founded in 1958, in Toronto General Hospital, what would go on to become the Toronto Institute of Medical Technology and later the Michener Institute. And in a way, the integration that we've lived through is a coming home, coming back. But what we're also celebrating is never losing the perspective of why the Michener Institute was created in the first place, which was to close the gap between education and practice. And always remember that patients are at the heart of everything we're doing in education. We're very proud to keep living that legacy. And Dr. Schatz will present an award in her name at the end of the evening. To get us going tonight, to start the event, I'd like to welcome our colleague, President and CEO of UHN and the Michener Institute, Dr. Kevin Smith. Kevin joined us in the spring, and I believe this is your first award ceremony for the Student Awards. Wonderful to have you here this evening and to present a very special award, Dr. Smith.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hodges and Dr. Schatz. A pleasure to see you as always. Happy 60th. Mr. Chairman, the chair of our committee is here, Cliff Nordell, so we're delighted you're with us. So happy 60th anniversary once again. This is the gift that keeps on giving. We've been having a number of birthday parties, and each and every one of them gets better and better and better. Today I had the pleasure, earlier today, speaking at the Economic Club, and we were talking about the importance of investing in research. And one of the areas that came back from the audience that I thought you might be very interested in was the importance of pedagogical research and the opportunities for economic growth as a result of education as a growth business and a business of productivity for Canada. None better than the Michener Institute, this very unique model that sees a college embedded within Canada's largest and most research-intensive hospital, a very important ingredient in UHN's success, and I would suggest Canada's competitiveness. You know, and the people who are trained here know well, that increasing the skills of our future workforce, in this case future healthcare providers, is essential. It will be essential to all of us as patients eventually. It's also essential as from a national perspective, with health and well-being and quality of life being among the most important ingredients of a successful nation. So I am especially proud and pleased to be with you here tonight and to celebrate the contributions of so many at Michener, the faculty, and of course tonight especially the students. Lifelong learning is the key to a successful career, as we've all learned and discovered. And at Michener and at UHN, we are very proud to foster and facilitate multi-perspective lifelong learning, which I think has been not only defined here, but expanded and continues to grow, and build on the original vision that Dr. Schatz and the founders of Michener incorporated some 60 years ago. It is really this type of learning that's fundamental to quality of care and to knowledge development, which is the big wheel on our tricycle at UHN. Healthcare, as you know, is ever-changing with new technology, new research practices, and new approaches constantly emerging. Continuous learning allows us to achieve those best outcomes and apply the best of technology. But frankly, the best of technology without caring and compassion and a kind touch is rather hollow. So an important part of the Michener experience is not only that high tech, but also high touch and remembering what a privilege it is to serve patients. Our commitment at UHN and Michener is to empower students through their education today and to provide them with the tools to continue to educate themselves throughout their long work life. Many are doing so, many of you are doing so now as you enter the work life and workforce. Tonight I'm certainly intent on following the wonderful Michener tradition of presenting the Michener President's Award. This honor recognizes a student for demonstrating leadership and for setting an example as a team player in the classroom. I'm very pleased to share with you that this evening's award goes to Risha Shaw. Risha, wave. There you go. You have a fan club.
Thank you.
Yes, you have a fan. Thank you. Let me tell you a little bit more about Risha. Risha completed her Bachelor of Health Sciences degree from Western Ontario and is a recent graduate of the Michener's Respiratory Therapy program. So again, congratulations, and most importantly, thank you for your many contributions to Michener's student life and the many contributions we know you'll make going into the future working with Michener. I know Risha is now working as a registered respiratory therapist at 2 different organizations. My only sadness is one of them isn't UHN, but we shall remedy that someday, eventually, exactly right. And we are very glad to hear you're enjoying yourself immensely. So let me now present Risha with her award. Thank you so much. I think we get to take your picture. We're coming over here. Thank you so much. Just 1 second, don't go anywhere. I also, just in closing, want to apologize that I'm unable to stay with you for the remainder of the ceremony. Part of the job at UHN is I feel either like a traveling salesman or a politician, that one gets scheduled for many events, and I deeply apologize I won't be with you for the rest of the evening. But I had a chance to look through your very impressive list of honorees this evening. I'd like to offer my congratulations, and congratulations of the board at UHN, for all those who've been nominated and all those who are receiving remarkable awards tonight. And also let me wish you the very best for a bright healthcare future. Remember, UHN is a great place to work.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and congratulations again, Risha. We have so many wonderful awards tonight. To get us started, I would like to introduce a very special colleague and great friend of Michener for many, many years, our wonderful board chair, chair of the Michener Board of Institute of Education at UHN and the Education Committee, Mr. Cliff Nordell.
Well, thank you very much, Brian. And on behalf of the Michener Board of Governors, it's my pleasure to officially welcome all of you here, whether you are students, of course, and honorary recipients of various awards. You are also former and current faculty, your donors, your alumni, your industry partners. In fact, a broad Michener family is here with us tonight. It's a significant event, as has already been mentioned. Of course, it's here really because we want to recognize the tremendous accomplishments of students. But, to make another plug at it, it's another opportunity to reflect on the 60 years that Michener has been an organization making a difference to the lives of hundreds, indeed thousands of patients over the years. Dr. Schatz, as you know, is here with us tonight, and I would think, from the time I've talked to her and seen her at various events, that she feels immensely proud of the accomplishment of the people here. The legacy that has been mentioned in terms of the organization and its growth and so on, and the need to reduce that gap between practice and education, is really focused on individual people, and always has been. She's had this dying interest to just kind of make sure that everybody was going to try and be a success and go on from that and become leaders in the field. So 60 years, Michener has become a name that's now on all 5 campuses of UHN. It is in big letters in various facilities, and it's a demonstration that the Michener group here at this campus has now become a Michener group of multiple activities within UHN as a whole. It's been now 3 years, almost 3 years, since this integration has occurred. Whether it's in clinical education, whether it's in observerships, whether it's in simulation labs, and so on, I think it's easy to say that education at Michener has become increasingly innovative and increasingly more robust than ever. Over the past few weeks, I think many of you may have had the chance to go up to the 12th floor of this building. We are in the process of, just in a few weeks from now, going to award a construction contract to outfit that floor for a simulated operating theater, for simulation labs, for wet labs, to introduce another level of education at this institution, and to further clinical practice and research beyond the building into the rest of UHN itself. There are many, many people to thank for that, and I hope to have an opportunity as we get on with that to thank individuals who have been very much part of that endeavor, which will be another legacy milestone for Michener. Our goal at Michener actually goes beyond just simply providing that outstanding education that the people here are demonstrating. It's really to give you the tools to ask fundamental questions about your education, your career, what's going on in healthcare beyond the time you're going to be here. Some of that will lead to continuing education within our building and beyond. Some of that will also lead to change and improvements in healthcare. So people who are receiving awards here tonight are actually going to be among those leaders that are going to make that difference. And I want to congratulate you as well and thank you for the tremendous contributions that some of you are going to make in the future. Have a great evening and all the best for the future.
Thank you very much, Cliff. We have a wonderful board, and it's a great privilege to work with them, and they support us in amazing ways. I'm just going to make a few notes about the flow of the ceremony tonight. It is, there's a lot of awards. I have 35 pages. So there's just a few things to point about. I enjoy this very much and keep the flow going. First of all, we're going to have folks who are receiving awards come this way and stand over here. And there may be occasions, or there will be occasions, when someone's having their photo taken and I'm announcing the next award. I hope that it's not a sign of disrespect, it's just to keep us moving. Also, of course, some of our students and our award winners can't be here for many reasons, including some of them are in placements in far-flung parts of the country, which is wonderful. So we'll accept those awards on their behalf. So now we're going to turn to the first set of awards, the best part of the evening. I would like to welcome our registrar, Kathy Carson, to come up to present these awards. And these are the entrance scholarships. We have 9 of these. So I'm going to ask you to hold your applause, and I'll have everyone come up one at a time, assemble here for a grand picture, and let's get started. So our first one goes to Brittany Baxter. Brittany is a recent graduate from Queen's University, currently in her first year of the ultrasound program. Through her academic studies, volunteer work, and personal interests, Brittany has developed a passion for supporting those with mental health issues, and she believes in advocating for causes she cares about. Welcome. Our second awardee is Alexandra Connolly. Unfortunately, Alexandra could not be with us tonight. She's a first-year student in respiratory therapy, and when she's not at school, she spends time in the Sioux area hospitals working with various departments and is a volunteer with the Alzheimer's Society of Algoma. The third entrance award is Caitlin Gow. Caitlin also could not be with us tonight. She's from Guelph, and she's a radiation therapy student, having completed a degree at Western University. You're going to keep standing up all by yourself for a minute because Jacob Hodge is also not here. Jacob is a Bachelor of Science degree student in biology from Waterloo and has an interest in molecular and cellular details of the body, and honored to be in the diagnostic cytology program. I'm so pleased that Supriya Khatri is here. Supriya is a first-year radiological technology student. In 2016, she helped launch a social initiative called Echo Packers that makes biodegradable foam packaging. She's currently a clinical research assistant at Sick Kids Hospital, where she works in the emergency and neonatal department. Our sixth entrance scholarship is Kyle Mikalu. Kyle grew up in a small town an hour north of Winnipeg. Over the past 3 years, Kyle has worked in various ICUs across Manitoba. His work in cardiac ICU in Winnipeg inspired an interest in perfusion. Soon after, he applied to the cardiovascular perfusion program. Seventh then is Farial Minhas. Unfortunately, Farial couldn't be with us, but she's a first-generation Canadian who has overcome many barriers to pursuing studies here and is in the MedLab science program, where she hopes to understand how to integrate with other disciplines in her career. Our eighth award winner is Bruvinan Nirmalan. Bravinan is a first-year chiropody student who studied at McMaster University, where he received his Bachelor of Science and a Master's of Science degree, and on top of his full-time studies, works part-time at Toronto General Hospital. And our final award goes to Reda Raza. Reda is a first-year nuclear medicine and molecular imaging technology student at Michener. Reda is involved in the Student Council and looking forward to volunteering in Michener's open house. Could you please give a warm round of applause to all our entrance scholars? I'd like to now invite Catherine Gray, the chair of the chiropody program, to present the next 2 awards. Future student. You'll get an award soon too. Just not tonight. Maybe we better find one. Okay. The Paris Orthotics Clinical Education Scholarship is presented to 2 students. One student who has graduated and another in their final year. Recipients have demonstrated leadership in the clinical setting and professional behavior in both the academic and healthcare settings. The recipients this year are Christina D'Angela and Marie Fragakis. Christina is not here this evening and will accept that award on her behalf. She's a graduate of the chiropody program working in the Family Foot Care Center in Windsor. Previously, she received her Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry and Biology at Northwest Missouri State University through an NCAA golf scholarship. It's amazing. Marie, who is here, I think. Yes, Marie is in her final year of the chiropody program. As a graduate of the University of Western Ontario in kinesiology, Marie is a well-rounded student who is committed to excellence. Her chosen field of chiropody supports her desire to work with patients to improve mobility and quality of life. Congratulations. The College of Chiropodists of Ontario Scholarship Fund in memory of David Weston is awarded to a student in the third year of the chiropody program who has received consistent positive reports from faculty and supervisors. The recipient this year is Catherine Duan. Catherine is currently doing an internship at the Wound Care Center of Women's College Hospital. Is Catherine here? Yes. Previously, she completed her degree at McMaster University. She eventually traveled to Honduras with a medical group, and this experience sparked her interest in chiropody. Congratulations. We'll now move to the awards in diagnostic cytology. To start, I'd like to call Holly Anderson, the president of the Zonta Club of Toronto, to the stage to present our first award. The Zonta Club Diagnostic Cytology Scholarship is presented to a student enrolled in the second year who has demonstrated a caring and sensitive attitude toward people and exhibited a genuine interest in advancing the health of women. The recipient this year is Kirsten Morandon. Kirsten is a second-year diagnostic cytology student who has become a part of the Michener community through her volunteer work and passion for learning. Outside of school, she enjoys photography, hockey, cinema, and spending time with her family. Congratulations. The next award is in genetics technology. I would like to invite Jillian Rosenberg to the stage to present the Dr. Alan Gardner Memorial Award. This award is presented to a student in the field of genetics technology who has completed the first half of the program. The recipient has demonstrated consistent academic ability, good technical skills in the lab, and professionalism. Jillian Rosenberg is going to announce the winner and read the winner's bio and present the award.
It's such an honor for me to present this award in my father's memory, and I'd like to say a tad about that first. My father was one of the people who developed the cytogenetics program for the Toronto Institute of Medical Technology. It's a long time ago, and he continued with it as the school evolved into the Michener Institute and the program into the genetics technology program. And this included teaching several classes, providing clinical placements, and participating on the advisory council. He was a huge supporter of laboratory technologists, and he truly valued the contribution that they made to healthcare. So much so that he encouraged me to pursue a career in cytogenetics, which I did for several years. And it was such a great pleasure for me to work with him here at Michener and experience firsthand what a positive influence he was on the students. This year's recipient is Stephanie Buzanka, and I know Stephanie's here. There you go. After completing an undergraduate degree in biology and spending some time working and volunteering, Stephanie was thrilled to enter the genetics technology program. She's currently completing her clinical placement, and she's excited to work in this fascinating field. Stephanie, on behalf of my husband and my mother, who are both here, my father's colleagues and friends, and the rest of our family, all of whom made this award possible, I want to congratulate you and wish you much continued success in what I know is a rewarding career.
Thank you so much, Jillian, and to the family for this generous support. Our next award is the Margie Patterson Award, Scholarship in Molecular Genetics. I would ask Jennifer O'Leary, professor in the Genetics Technology Program, to come to the stage to present this award. Established in the memory of Margie Patterson, a medical laboratory technologist, this award is presented to a student who achieved excellence in molecular genetics, demonstrated excellence in technical skills in the laboratory, and exhibited professional behavior in both the academic and healthcare setting. Our recipient is Priscilla Wong, who is making her way down. Priscilla completed her placement at Hamilton Health Sciences and is currently working at Mount Sinai Hospital in the Department of Diagnostic Medical Genetics. She's grateful for the support and knowledge she gained from Michener and from Hamilton Health Sciences. Congratulations. We'll now present the award for Magnetic Resonance Imaging Program. Who is presenting the award? Me, maybe. The Covidian Scholarship for the MRI program is awarded to a graduate of the program who has exhibited academic excellence combined with either leadership skills or community involvement, and has been recommended by their clinical coordinator for demonstrating excellent patient care while in a clinical setting. The recipient this year is Mohammed Zakagani. Unfortunately, Mohammed couldn't be here tonight, and we will accept the award on his behalf. I'll just tell you a little bit about Mohammed. Mohammed received his CAMRT license 4 months after moving to Canada on his first attempt. 1 year later, he registered in Michener's MRI program. He had 20 years of experience in his field before moving to Canada. He combined his previous work experience with his Canadian experience to help him serve the community more than ever. Shall we congratulate him in his absence? We now move to the awards in medical laboratory science, and I would invite Peter Bridge, the chair of the MLS program, to the stage to present 2 awards. Peter. The Medical Laboratory Science Award is presented to a student who has obtained consistently high marks in the practical component of their courses and who has demonstrated enthusiasm, leadership, and teamwork skills. The recipient of the award this year is Leanne Holdaway. When Leanne graduated from university, she was unsure of her next step until she discovered the MLS program at Michener. Wait, calm. It is one of the best decisions, clearly, she ever made. She's in a hurry to get somewhere, isn't she? That's good. Thank you very much. Congratulations again. There are a number of awards tonight that have significant anniversaries because they were established over 20 or even 30 years ago, which is remarkable. Our next award is one of those. The K. Boyington Medical Laboratory Science Scholarship was established in 1987, 31 years ago. I'd like you to please join me in acknowledging this significant and generous contribution to Michener students and to healthcare. This award, named in honor of K. Boyington, is presented to a student who sets a positive example in the laboratory and in the classroom, and who offers assistance to fellow students and faculty, who is also active in student life. The recipient this year is Kayla Castor. Laura Kayla Castor. She has a first name, Laura. I'm so sorry. Well, we'll shake and you can keep going. Laura is in her last year of the MedLab Science program. During her time at Michener, Laura has tutored her peers, volunteered for many events, participated in student council, and worked in the laboratory service department for one summer. Michener is Laura's home away from home. And I hope it stays that way. Congratulations. I'd now like to call on Linda Rinsberger, LifeLab's National Director, Talent and Organizational Effectiveness, to the stage to present the LifeLab's Medical Laboratory Science Scholarship. Welcome, Linda. This scholarship is given to a student who has obtained consistently high marks in the practical components of their course and has demonstrated enthusiasm, leadership, and teamwork. This year's winner is Samantha Sanchez. Samantha is a second-year student in the MedLab Science program. In 2017, she graduated from Ryerson with a Bachelor of Science degree. Samantha always wanted to be a healthcare professional and looks forward to her MLT career. Congratulations. Next, we have the Nuclear Medicine and Molecular Imaging Technology Awards. The first award for this program is the Alexandra Mitchell Prudenico Memorial Scholarship. This award is another award that I would like to acknowledge tonight. The Alexandra Mitchell Prudencio, it's important to get the pronunciation right. Prudencio Memorial Scholarship was established in 1998, 20 years ago. Unfortunately, Kent Mitchell could not be here tonight, the first time that he's been absent in 20 years of giving this award. But on behalf of the Michener Institute, I would still like to recognize Kent Mitchell for his significant donation and support of this scholarship at the Michener Institute. Can we say thank you? Now, this award, I'll tell you a bit about it, is in the memory of Kent Mitchell's daughter, Alexandra Mitchell Prudencio, a graduate of the Nuclear Medicine Technology program who unfortunately passed away too soon. The recipient is recommended by their clinical coordinator for demonstrating excellent patient care while in the clinical setting. The student also takes an active role in Michener activities. The recipient this year is Yi Yin. Yi is currently doing a placement in Hamilton and was working too hard to be here tonight. We will accept the award, of course, on Yi's behalf. Next, we have the Fred Higgy Bursary. This award is presented to a student enrolled in their final year of nuclear medicine and molecular imaging technology. Well, guess who the recipient is? It's Yi Yin. And as you know, he couldn't be here. But let's congratulate him one more time on winning 2 awards this year. I'd now like to call on Susan Welts, our academic chair of Michener's imaging program, to present the next award. The Dr. J.E. Prince Nuclear Medicine Scholarship is presented to a student who has demonstrated an interest in healthcare and the community and is currently in the clinical component of the program. The recipient is Kevin Olegario. As he makes his way down, Kevin is in his 3rd year of the Nuclear Medicine and Molecular Imaging Technology program and currently doing his placement at Sunnybrook Health Sciences Center. He completed a Bachelor of Science in Biology and Medical Science at Western, as well as graduate studies in kinesiology. Congratulations, Kevin. Our last nuclear medicine award this evening is the Edward Malin-Crote Award for Excellence in Nuclear Medicine. I would like to invite Ezekiel Ledesma, our professor of nuclear medicine, of course, and molecular imaging technology, to present this award. This award is presented to a 2nd-year student in the Nuclear Medicine and Molecular Imaging Technology program who has maintained exceptional marks, exhibited a strong proficiency in patient care, and demonstrated leadership as a student volunteer or organizer. This year's winner is D.M. Vu. Diem was born in Hanoi, Vietnam. She came to Canada when she was 7 years old to visit her father, who had been sick with leukemia. You keep going. Since then, Diem has wanted to pursue a career in healthcare. She eventually completed a Bachelor of Science at McGill University in 2016. Her interest in both healthcare and science led her to the Michener Institute and the University of Toronto. Congratulations, Diem. Next, we have the Radiation Therapy Awards, and I would like to invite Catherine Ladani, Academic Chair of the Radiation Therapy and MRI programs, to present this award. The Brookfield LePage Johnson Controls Radiation Therapy Scholarship, that's a mouthful, is awarded to a student in second year of radiation therapy program who has made a significant contribution to the program, provided assistance to faculty, and mentorship to peers. The recipient has also exhibited excellence in academic pursuits. The winner of this year's award is Nicholas Gagey Hurst. Nick, come on down. Nick is a second-year radiation therapy student from Yellowknife. He completed a degree in psychology at McGill and is passionate about pain management research and improving patient quality of care throughout their cancer treatment. Congratulations. Next, we have the Electa Radiation Therapy Scholarship. Established by Electa Canada, this award is presented to a student who has demonstrated professionalism and leadership through volunteer activities outside of Michener and through their contribution to Michener student life. The recipient is Lauren Fitzpatrick. Lauren is not here, but I'll just tell you very briefly, Lauren's from New Brunswick, where she spent her majority of time hiking, boating, and enjoying the outdoors. She applied to a radiation therapy program because she was always interested in health sciences, and she's thrilled to be in that program, and I'm thrilled she's in it too. I'd like to call Catherine Ladani back to present the next award. You can't leave yet, Catherine. The Tim, Colf, and Cecilia Alfonso Radiation Therapy Program bursary is awarded to a second or third year student with good academic standing and a genuine interest in helping people. The recipient has demonstrated a caring and sensitive attitude and made a meaningful contribution to the radiation therapy program. The recipient this year is Jillian Sindo. Jillian is currently completing her clinical rotation at the Odette Cancer Center at Sunnybrook Hospital. She went into the field because she's passionate about caring for others, building connections with every patient she meets, and she aspires to be a successful radiation therapy in this fast-growing field. Congratulations. Next, we have the Radiological Technology Award, and I would invite Susan Welts back to the stage to present this award. The Jim Sinovich Radiological Technology Scholarship is another award that we would like to call your attention to because this award was established in 1990, 28 years ago. Please join me in a round of applause to celebrate this tremendous gift. This scholarship is presented to a student who has made a significant contribution to radiological technology program. And the recipient this year is Mirella Guash. Yes, good. Mirella has experience as a general practitioner and medical sales representative. Since arriving in Canada, she's worked as a personal support worker. Mirella is a third-year RadTech student, and she has volunteered with the Canadian Red Cross. Congratulations. I'd like to call Holly Anderson back to the stage to present our next award. The Zonta Club of Toronto Radiological Technology Scholarship is presented to a student enrolled in third year who has good academic standing, demonstrated a caring and sensitive attitude to people, and a genuine interest in advancing the health of women. The recipient is Carrie Coens. Yes. Carrie has recently graduated from the RadTech program at Michener. Previously, she received a Bachelor of Science from Wilfrid Laurier and is now employed as an MRT at Joseph Brant Hospital in Burlington. During her time at Michener, she received the Gold Medal Award of Excellence for Academic Standing and the Award of Excellence for her clinical project on breast imaging. Congratulations. And now we move to the awards in respiratory therapy. I'd call on Fiona Cherryman, our Senior Director of Academic Programs and Chair of Critical Care Programs, to present the A.W. Kahn Respiratory Therapy Scholarship. Now, this donor is absolutely worth honoring. The A.W. Kahn Respiratory Therapy Scholarship was established in 1978, 40 years ago. That means this donor alone has contributed over $20,000 over all of these years to our learners. Could we please have a warm round of applause for this donor? Named for Dr. Alan W. Kahn, this award is presented to the student who has achieved the highest academic average in the didactic phase of the respiratory therapy program. The recipient this year is Ariane Metcalf. Ariane is currently in the third year of the respiratory therapy program. She previously earned a Bachelor of Science at McMaster University, thoroughly enjoying the challenges of the clinical environment, working with real patients, and putting theoretical knowledge into practice. Outside of Michener, she loves spending time with her nieces and nephew. Congratulations. I'd now like to invite Kathleen Olden Powell, our professor in respiratory therapy, to present the next two awards. The Bronwyn Roberts Memorial Award was named in memory of Bronwyn Roberts, a respiratory therapist who graduated from Michener in 1981, was dedicated to her patients' needs throughout her career. This award is presented to a third-year student who demonstrates a commitment to caring and for helping others, as well as diligence and responsibility in their academic work. The recipient is Mayak Saida. Mayak is a third-year RT student, and she's completing her clinical placement at St. Joseph's Health Center. She's passionate about contributing to student life, volunteering on campus to assist at recruitment events, and volunteers at Sick Kids Hospital with the Caliper Project and the Lung Health Initiative. Congratulations. We now move on to the Canadian Society of Respiratory Therapy Student Excellence Award. Established by the Canadian Society of Respiratory Therapists, this award recognizes a well-rounded student hand-selected by the respiratory therapy faculty based on GPA, performance in clinical and extracurricular involvement in program-related activities. Well, that might not be a surprise. This is Sam Janidakis. Sam holds a Bachelor of Science degree, a Bachelor of Education degree, and a Master's of Science degree in biology. He has a diploma in the culinary arts. He was Michener's 2018 valedictorian and made a fantastic speech there, has won the Diana Schott Scholarship in 2017, and is a part-time respiratory therapist at the Torrey Trauma Program at Sunnybrook Health Sciences Center. Congratulations. And welcome back. The star power is going up and up and up. I feel it. And this one is amazing. The Dr. Winston Isaac Scholarship. Well, we have Dr. Winston Isaac here to give it. Dr. Winston Isaac, our honorary diplomate and friend of Michener and wonderful person. Welcome him. The award, of course, is named for Dr. Winston Isaac, a Michener alumnus and former program director of the Respiratory Therapy Program. This is presented every year to the graduate with the highest average in their clinical courses, who's demonstrated excellent professionalism and leadership throughout the year, and this year's winner is Peter Kurzik. Peter's here. Peter is a graduate of the Respiratory Therapy program, currently employed at Toronto General Hospital. Kevin will be so pleased. He works at the bedside in critical care and finds every shift rewarding and humbling, and looks forward to expanding his skills as an RT working in our hyperbaric medicine unit. Congratulations. We now have the Qayyum Abdul Scholarship of Excellence in Respiratory Therapy. This award was established by the Trudell Medical Marketing in honor of an alumnus or former program instructor in Michener's Respiratory Therapy program. Qayyum Abdul, class of 1976. This scholarship acknowledges 2 graduates with the highest cumulative GPA entering the final year. I am very pleased to invite Qayyum to the stage to present the award in his honor. Thank you for coming. The recipients this year are Emily Cranshaw and Ariane Metcalf. You've already met Ariane, but I'd like to tell you about Emily, who completed her Bachelor of Science at the University of Waterloo, took a year off to explore options in healthcare, and is happy she made the decision to pursue respiratory therapy. I'm happy too. And in her final year of the program, she's completing her clinical placement at Toronto Western Hospital. Awesome. I love all the hospitals. I just love the UHN hospitals a little more. Okay, we will now move on to the Ontario Home Respiratory Services Association Respiratory Therapy Graduating Student Scholarship of Excellence. Quick, make an acronym out of that. This was established by the Ontario Home Respiratory Services Association. This award is being presented to a graduate of the RT program who has demonstrated motivation, dependability, and reliability during their clinical placement. And the recipient this year is Lindsay McFarland. Lindsay is not here tonight, but I want to tell you that she started her career at St. Michael's Hospital and is doing wonderful work there. Through her studies, she was a very active member of our community, vice president of the Student Council, and received the International American Thoracic Society Student Scholarship for her work and her learning. Next, we have the ProResp Respiratory Therapy Graduating Student Scholarship. I'd like to invite Miriam Turnbull to the podium to say a few words about this award. Miriam's going to read the award and tell you about the recipient.
I need your notes.
Oh, you need my notes?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
So it's Lindsay again, right? Here must be.
Yes. Yes.
So good evening. It is our privilege. ProResp employs a lot of respiratory therapists, and it's just such a privilege to recognize an award recipient this evening. Again, the award recipient is Lindsay McFarland, and you've already heard about her. She can't be here this evening because she's busy working, but it's just a real privilege to recognize a peer and colleague, and I wish her all the success that many of us have known in the profession of respiratory therapy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miriam, for being with us. I would now call Fiona Cherryman back to present the RESPAN Respiratory Therapy Award for Student Excellence. This award is presented to 2 second-year students in the recognition of extensive volunteer work in the community during the academic year, or who are actively caring for dependents while pursuing their studies. The recipients of the award this year, Isabelle Grise and Jason Tam. Isabel is originally from Timmins. She completed her Bachelor of Arts in Human Kinetics and Master of Arts in Physiotherapy at University of Ottawa. During her clinical experience, she shadowed an RT and fell in love with the profession. Instead of pursuing her career as a physiotherapist, she switched to Michener's RT program. Jason is a second-year RT student who believes that compassionate care should be readily available to everyone, regardless of time or place. I could not agree with more than that. Through his volunteer involvement at Michener and his church community, he encourages his peers to work toward a similar passion. Congratulations to you both. We now come to our last Respiratory Therapy Award, the Vital Air Respiratory Therapy Graduate Scholarships, presented to a graduate of the Respiratory Therapy program who's demonstrated outstanding patient care in their clinical rotations, an interest in home respiratory care, and significant community involvement. Well, it's Lindsay McFarland again. This is Lindsay's third award tonight, which we're accepting on her behalf, but honest to goodness, with 3 awards, we should congratulate her. And now we switch to ultrasound. This is the last of the program-specific awards of the evening. The True North Imaging Scholarship in Ultrasound is presented to a graduate who is passionate about their chosen field, has demonstrated strong interpersonal and communication skills, and works effectively in a team-based environment. The recipient seeks out, considers, and accepts feedback and grows professionally as a result. The recipient is Lisa Mirant. Lisa is not here. Lisa is the proud mom of 2 young girls, which is probably why she's not here. She began the ultrasound program at Michener 12 years after graduating from Acadia University. She loves the challenge and is grateful to the amazing Michener staff for launching her career. I would now like to call on Sheena Bimji-Hewitt, our professor in ultrasound, to present the next award. Sheena. The Ultrasound Scholarship is awarded to a second-year student who has consistently exhibited professional behavior in the academic setting and shown a commitment to improving the lives of others, as illustrated by the ability to work as an individual but also as a member of an interprofessional team. This year's award goes to Carrie Lynn Young. Carrie Lynn graduated from the University of Guelph with a bachelor's in science. She grew up in a small town north of Toronto, me too, on Lake Simcoe. What small town on Lake Simcoe? Keswick. I know, we all know Keswick. She's very athletic and loves to spend time outdoors. She's looking forward to getting married in August 2019. Congratulations. We'll now move on to our clinical scholarships. Our first award is the Clinical Placement Relocation Award. The Clinical Placement Relocation Award are presented to 2 students who have relocated 50 kilometers or more from their home address because of their assigned clinical placement. Consideration for this award is based on their career aspirations, abilities, and achievements. If you don't know, actually, I wanted to just pause for 1 second and tell you that Michener has so many programs now that are the only program in Canada. And this is really remarkable to me, to pull one out of the air, the diagnostic cytology program. And so I just want you to appreciate how much effort it is for our students to move all over the country to do their placements, how hard it is for teachers to create programs that are all over Canada and work with clinical placements, but just how important it is that this institution is serving now the entire country, Diana. So Ontario, of course, but the whole country. Anyway, I think that's just worth noting. All right, so this year's Clinical Placement Relocation Awards for people who are doing just that, which is locating across Canada, is Yao Chen and Ekaterina Kovalshin. Yes. You might guess why they're not here, because they're more than 50 kilometers away. Just very briefly, Yao has been working as a general medical lab tech in a community hospital for 3 years. His grandfather had passed away from effects of cancer treatment, and this led him to want to improve this kind of disease management for patients. And Ekaterina completed a Bachelor of Science in Nursing at Ryerson and started her career as an RN in 2014, practicing in acute care settings. She is now honored to be a cardiovascular perfusion student at Michener. I'd like to invite Kathy and Ladani back. We keep the faculty getting up and down, so they don't. Yeah. Catherine, come back up. We're going to present this year's Michener Excellence in Clinical Education Scholarship. This is presented to 2 students who have exhibited leadership and professional behavior in both academic and healthcare settings. Recipients have demonstrated a commitment to improving the lives of others, illustrated by their ability to work with individuals and as a team. This year's winners are Emily Binsel and Sam Janadakis. Where'd Sam go? You met Sam, so you know about him, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about Emily. Emily graduated from Michener's radiation therapy program and is now a member of the South Lake Regional Cancer Center team. Emily is a lifelong learner and has returned to Michener, isn't this amazing, to pursue a career in MRI. Congratulations. Thanks for coming back. We'll now move on to our general scholarships. For the next award, I'd like to ask Dr. C. Joseph Kurian to come forward to present the next 2 awards. Thank you so much for joining us to make the presentations. The Alpha, excuse me, the Alpha Charitable Foundation Scholarships were established by Dr. C. Joseph Kurian, founder of the Alpha Charitable Foundation and president of Alpha Laboratories. This award is presented to 2 students who have demonstrated a commitment to their community through volunteer involvement and outreach. The recipients are Kwaku Boti and Eunice Liu. Kwaku could not be here, and we will accept on his behalf. Is Eunice here? Yes. Eunice is a first-year student in the joint Michener U of T MedRad Science program. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with a minor in Biochemistry from Waterloo and participates in programs that provide youth with educational and cross-cultural support. Congratulations. I missed one. Clinical preparation scholarship. Did I? You're right. Getting a bit tired. Sorry about that. My apologies. Okay, let's rewind just marginally. Peter Bridge, can you come back up? And we're going to present the Michener Excellence in Clinical Preparation Scholarship. And we gave it away, right? This award is presented to a student who has exhibited professional behavior and the ability to work effectively both as an individual in interprofessional teams. The recipient this year is Ikru Ali. Yes. Ikra is a placement in the MLS Science program. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science from York University, majoring in biology and psychology. She enjoys volunteering as a peer tutor in her free time. I'm so sorry I skipped over. Yeah, you don't want to work at UHN now. My warmest congratulations. Yes. Special applause for her putting up with a terrible. I think I got distracted by what comes next. I'm very, very excited to invite former CEO and president of Michener Institute and a colleague that I've known in many lives, also at the Royal College and other places, Dr. Paul Gamble, past president, to the stage, and he's going to say a few words and then help us with a couple of presentations. Paul, thank you for coming back and welcome.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. You may wonder why Paul Gamble is here for the Dorothy A. Hubbs and Family Scholarship. Well, that's quite simple. I'm her son. This scholarship was established back in 2006, and I'm here tonight along with my daughter Elise, who's over here on this side, and we're pleased to be here to participate in the awards ceremony at Michener, which, as Brian and others have indicated, have always been a wonderful evening, and I think a very significant recognition for both the time, effort, and excellence that the students put forth in this organization. My mother actually passed away in July of 2016 at the age of 94. And she was a true advocate of healthcare professionals and their education throughout her life. Part of that may have been driven by the fact she was married to my father, a general practitioner in Peterborough, Ontario, until his death in 1988. I've been involved in healthcare professions education most of my professional academic life, and my wife Brenda is currently an associate dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences at another university, and thus involved in the allied health education as well. My daughter, Kathleen, is actually a research associate at CAMH, and my sister, who's the other member of this family involved in the scholarship, has been a professional teacher for her life. As a result, I think you get an idea that this family, the Dorothy Hubbs and family, have a great interest in health professions education. My mother really was supportive of this scholarship and established it because she really believed in the need for health professions to work in an interprofessional, in a team manner. And that's why when you look at the criteria for this award, it emphasizes evidence of commitment to learning. It also emphasizes community leadership and good communication skills. Again, it's been a pleasure to be here to acknowledge my mother and her contribution and the family and the scholarship.
Thank you, Paul. I want you to know that the Dorothy A. Hubbs and Family Scholarship is actually the most significant individual gift that we have for student support. And I'm very grateful to you and your family for doing that. This scholarship is presented to students in their graduating year who've demonstrated a commitment to learning by undertaking independent studies or research at Michener. The recipient has also demonstrated a commitment to community leadership. This year's co-recipients are Risha Shaw and Yaroslav Sokolsky. Now, Risha you've heard about from her former, but I want to tell you a little bit about Yaroslav. He joined Michener after completing his Bachelor of Science in Life Sciences at University of Toronto. He was the Year 1 representative and later president of the Medical Laboratory Student Society at Michener. In summer 2017, he contributed an applied research study at Mount Sinai Hospital. Congratulations. We now have thank you so much, and thanks again, Paul. The Dr. Clarence Redkop Memorial Scholarship, established in the memory of Dr. Clarence Redkop, a former member of Michener's Board of Governors. This award is presented to a student who has achieved the highest GPA of all advanced diploma programs at Michener. That's a high bar. The recipient this year is Neha Sibaukas. Neha is not here because we don't let our students out of Toronto General Hospital in the evening, but she's over there in the she's in the cytology program at Michener. She completed undergraduate degree in biophysics, and other than cytology, she does 10K runs for charity, hiking, reading, and painting. Wonderful award. The Dr. Dan Wilmot Scholarship is presented to a registered technologist in diagnostic imaging who is pursuing further studies at Michener, or to a registered technologist who has successfully completed the didactic portion of the post-diploma program at Michener. And this year's recipient is Amanda DeCourt. Amanda's away tonight. She's from a small town, Atikokan. I actually did my family medicine there. She completed MedRad Tech at Confederation College and worked in X-ray field before coming into Michener's ultrasound program. And she's currently working up north in Thunder Bay. So that's a wonderful award too. Congratulations. Peter Bridge. Can we have Peter Bridge come back? And we're going to present the Renata Krakauer Research Scholarship. This award was established by Renata Krakauer, a former president and CEO. We're a lot of presidents and CEOs tonight in the building of Michener. The recipient is engaged in a research project under the supervision of a faculty member. The project completed outside of the normal course requirements. And you just met him. The winner is Yaroslav Sokolsky. Holy cow. Wow. Come on up. Well, Dr. Peter Bridge just whispered in my ear that this was just presented in Parliament on the weekend as part of the CCAN conference, wasn't it? Congratulations. Amazing. Okay. That's pretty impressive. I've never presented my research in Parliament. Okay. Now I'd like to call on Jane Matson, our Manager of Continuing Education, to present the International Student Award of Excellence. This award is presented to an international student who has made a significant contribution to their program in the Michener community. The recipient is Faithi Nico. Ni is a student in the ultrasound program. She's passionate about giving back and believes through volunteer work, students can contribute to the community and gain valuable experience for the future. I certainly agree. Congratulations. You're all doing extremely well, and you'll be pleased to know there's only 4 pages left out of 37. Our next award is the Michener Student Council Awards. These awards are presented to students who have made contribution to their program and student life at Michener. I would like to call on Christian Terea, our Michener Student Council President, to present these awards. This year's recipient, let's have a hand for the Student Council. Exactly. This year's recipients are Samantha Bulger, Jinwei Chen, Derek Lowe, and Mehak Saida. Come on up. Jinwei is not here. Samantha is here, is a third-year student in radiation therapy program, completing a clinical placement at Princess Margaret Cancer Center, A+. Derek is a third-year student in the radiological technology program, completing his clinical placement. Where? South Lake, excellent. And you already met Mehak. So congratulate to all of you again. Thank you. And now one of our most special awards, the Dr. Diana Schatz Michener Schatz Scholarship, named, of course, in honor of our founder and the first CEO of the Michener Institute. This award is presented to a student who has undertaken a career transition while achieving academic excellence, exemplifying innovative thinking in their chosen applied health profession and contributing to the betterment of the Michener community. Could I invite Dr. Schatz up? How many, just before we present it, Dr. Schatz, how many award ceremonies have you been to?
I stopped counting.
It's a great honor to
It's
have.
been lots of fun.
It's a great honor to have you here. Yeah, it really is. Thank you so much. And I'm very pleased, of course, to announce the winner of this award, which is Debashish Chowdhury. Debashish is in his final year of respiratory therapy. He's an international medical graduate from Bangladesh, where he completed his master's in public health. Outside of his studies at Michener, he volunteers at Sick Kids Hospital, assisting with research in different innovative respiratory therapy studies programs. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Diana. I'd like to call Peter Bridge back to the stage to present the last general scholarship. I can make amends here now. The Saul Ellis Memorial Bursary is awarded to a full-time student who is in good standing and has submitted a thoughtful short essay along with her bursary application. And the recipient is Ikra Ali. And now for the final portion of the ceremony, the alumni scholarships. I would like to invite Julia Bentley to the podium to present the Ron Bentley Memorial Faculty Scholarship. Please welcome Julia. Yeah. You have everything you need?
Read that part. No, read it.
Yes. Oh, no reading glasses. Can
Oh,
I
no.
borrow yours?
No, I have
It's
one.
okay. I can do it. The Ron Bentley Memorial Faculty Scholarship was established by Michener faculty in 2002 and named in memory of Ron Bentley, a former member of Michener's faculty. This award is presented to a student in their final year who has shown academic improvement over the course of their didactic studies. They are nominated by Michener faculty. You're going to tell us who it is, right?
Yes, the recipient is Alex Santos. And I'm going to read his own written words. He says, I entered the cytology program kind of blind, with only a basic understanding of what the profession was about. However, being in the program opened my eyes. It is challenging and it is a challenging field, but knowing your worth will make a big difference and will be more enjoyable. And he says, I fell in love with the profession and I look forward to a great career in cytology. Therefore, I think Sid Zalek is so passionate about diagnostic cytology, and this being his final year, that we must wish him much success and happiness in his chosen field. I had a hip revision surgery this year and a pelvic fracture. That's why I'm using a cane.
Okay. Thank you so much, Julia, for being with us tonight. Well, we now move on to the final award. I would like to invite George Cardelis, Relationship Manager for TD Insurance, to the stage to present the TD Insurance Milosh Monex Student Alumni Scholarship. This award is presented to a student in their graduating year who has contributed to student life. And the recipient for this scholarship is Samantha Bolger. Well, we made it. Come to the end of a wonderful evening, and I want to thank all our presenters and donors, and warmest congratulations to the winners. It's a very special evening. I make jokes about, who works where and whatnot, but what's wonderful about this evening is this is the next generation of healthcare. And these outstanding people that I get to work with every day on the clinical side and here as students, but I really think you're very special people for having chosen to do the work you do, and you're the best of the best. And so I wish you, all success in continuing to role model this, because you're going to be teachers soon too. I want to close by acknowledging a few people that were very important in making this wonderful evening happen. First of all, I want to thank members of the Scholarship and Awards Committee. I'm going to name them, and I'll name them all, and then we can give them thanks. Kathy Carson, Denis Poulin, Karen Roscoe, Sean McCluskey, Lindsay Martinek, Jacqueline Waldorf, Jane Matson, Alice Chow, and Femi Nelson Nash. Could you thank these people, please? Warmest thanks to our event planning team for coordinating tonight's fantastic event. Thank you to the Communications Department for the design and production support. And thank you to the people that took time to nominate the award winners tonight. We recognize all of those who received the awards, but behind that are a very large number of people that are nominated. I have a small role adjudicating one of them, and I have to tell you it's difficult, and the choice is hard because you choose one, but there are so many deserving and fantastically accomplished students. So thank you for the effort that you put into nominating students. Finally, I want to again say thank you so much to those of you who are donors that have recognized, taken the time to realize how important it is at this pivotal part of students' careers to do something to give them a little nudge, a little boost up. And maybe if you received an award, you could clap extra hard to thank the donors who made it possible for you to get an award tonight. A final note, Michener actually does very well and has a wonderful collection of bursaries and awards, and we plan to push that even farther. In recognition of the 60th anniversary, we would like to, maybe one day everyone will be able to receive a bursary or support who needs it. So we are tonight telling you about something that's new. As part of the integration with the UHN, we also joined forces with the Toronto General and Western Hospital Foundation. So we also have a new way to collect donations from willing donors, and we're going to be approaching many people, alumni, industry partners, people throughout the community that are interested in participating. So you'll see a new Donate Now presence on the website, and we hope to use that as something to build on the amazing number of awards that we already have to make that even stronger. So I would just close by one more time saying thank you so much to everyone for coming tonight, family and friends who came to support award winners, all of you from Michener who nominated people, and of course, most important, those of you who got awards tonight. Warmest congratulations. Have a wonderful evening.